Hey my friends, today I would like to introduce you new combinations in the game Heroes Empires. Since many of you repeatedly asked me whether set combination XYZ is strong or what they can improve, or since multi-accounting is now allowed, what to build for a second team, for an alternative team, what's strong in the current meta, what's weak, what should they avoid. And I think before I explain this in a one-on-one chat 50 times a day, I just decided to make a couple short videos and what current synergies are working well, what's working, what has been working, and what will probably be working in the future. So first team that's really strong that I'm going to tell you about today is the elf team. The elf team basically consists of 5 different elves that try to synergize well by using their equal strengths and making use of the race bonus. So before I talk too much, I'm just showing you the synergies that elves can offer. Basically, elves are all about dodging and basically avoiding damage. So if you have just 2 elves, you already get 25% dodge chance, and this bonus goes up to about 50% dodge chance. This one's nice, but it's it's not too important for the setup I'm going to tell you about. So what you're going to do is you try to find a low budget team for the elves and get the full combinations of the 50% dodge chance, and this way you will be able to have a super strong team that's only consisting of, say, full wares. That's only. So you can get a very budget friendly team that's about to perform very well in the arena. So let me show you of what kind of frontline and backline I've thought of. So for the frontline, this one's pretty simple guess. It's Golemus. Golemus is pretty decent, basically a nice tank that can just take lots of damage. He profits well from the 50% dodge chance because enemies will focus him. He'll dodge 50% of the attacks, and he's super tanky, which means they'll have a hard time taking him down. So you have a super tanky frontline. He doesn't deal too much damage, but that's alright. He can throw up the enemies every now and then with his ultimate. Very solid pick. He's also quite cheap right now, and he's super good to start with in a starter beginner team when you're not really sure what to build. So next for the frontline is, and that's going to surprise some people, Midu. Midu basically is this little fairy here, the the tiny little kitten. Not quite sure what race it's supposed to be, but like the strength of Midu these days is she basically has the ability to like swarm or attach herself to an ally, and the ally she's attaching herself to is the one with the highest attack. So in a fighting scenario, you can understand it like this. Midu and Golemus will be in the front line. They'll be in the front line. And Midu isn't tanky at all. Like, she's very squishy and she doesn't resist too much damage. But once she drops in health and her mana bar fills up, she's going to use her ability, which we just spoke about, which is the attaching to the strongest ally, which means she can tank, like, let's say 60% of her HP, and she'll be hard to take down because she also gets the 50% dodge chance. And once she gets low, she'll use her ability, attach herself to your carries, and she'll be untargetable. So basically, if you put her in the front line, you will be able to get a free shield, because she's basically just a meat shield in the front line. But she can't die or it's very unlikely for her to die, because no one can burst her so fast that she can't attach herself to an ally, because her mana bar is filling up super quickly. So you have these two in the front line. super tanky, quite squishy, but she won't die. And then you need lots of damage in the backline, because these two won't be doing too much damage. They tank a lot, but you need the carries now to like do something and do some damage. So the first one which I chose is Tolan. Tolan is basically another cheap unit that you can just use to fill another spot. He's pretty cheap. We'll get into the prices as well. Like Golomis and Tolan are currently the cheapest out of the combination. They're also the ones that give you the least amount of users, I would say, but both are very cheap and they are worth the money invested. So he's an assassin. He'll jump into the enemy's backline, can take off their carries and do some decent damage. So that he's a nice addition. He's a nice setup. But like now we get to the real good ones that will do the main damage of your team. So first one is Rowena, and next one is Fagon. These two are literally amazing when it comes to fights, since both of them will profit from the bonus, because Midu is a mage and Fagon and Rowena are also both mages, so you will essentially have 5 elves and 3 mages combination. You get 50% dodge for your team, for your whole team, and these 3 will get 50% additional ability power. So what's going to happen is you have your Golemus and Midu in the front line. Golemus and Midu will take lots of damage. Midu will attach herself to, say, Rowena. And then Rowena will get lots of mana regeneration from Midu, be able to cast her ultimate, which is very, very strong. Like, she has a very potent ability. Let's just get into it real quick. Her ability is basically, she's charging for 4 seconds, and once she's charged up, she'll summon a huge mana wave that's dealing 125% attack damage per second channeled. So you can take 125 times 4, which is basically 500% damage, and this can hit almost the whole enemy team, or if lucky you'll attack the whole enemy team, and that's just nuking your way up the arena, up the PvE fights, etc. So with this setup, you can pretty much nuke your way up. You super tanky frontline, so the enemies won't be able to nuke you as easily. This one can take down the enemy backline, and these two will just nuke the enemies away. Rowena will basically kill or almost kill the whole enemy team, and Fagon will just nuke the rest of the enemies away. Like, he's great with the single target damage. So, since I promised you not only a strong team, because a strong team can be built by anyone, right? Like, just get all of the epics and stuff and you have a super strong team. But this team is not just strong, it's also pretty much affordable. The prices of these have been rising ever since. But let's just look into the current prices. Let me see. So current prices are, let's look for Golemus first. Showing you that these are real prices, not just some fake numbers I'm making up. Currently 140 price. Let's get to Midu. Midu is 270. Oh my goodness, that's a huge increase. Last time I checked, it was at 180. So that's someone who's been skyrocketing ever since. Rowena 290. Oh, that's super expensive these days. And let's get to Tolan. 109, that's still okay. Fagon next. 253. So let's just check the whole price. Currently the whole price of the team is at 1062, which means you have expensive on of 1062 HE token to get this nice team. And I feel this team may actually be a very dominant one these days. I give it a very high rating in the PvP. It's a super good late game team, since the team basically stays the same. Even if you upgrade your teammates, you may change one or two for different options in the long run. Like, let's just check. If you check the elf options, there are quite a few nice additions you could theoretically choose. Let me just check it here real quick. For example, Miss Hazard is pretty strong as well. Like, you could switch, for example, Tolan for her in the late game, or make different changes. But like, I would just use the mage comp as your basic setup, like the Rowena, Fagin, and Mido one, and then maybe switch Tolan late game for Miss Hazard. You could also alternatively use Gumaiho instead of Tolan, but that's pretty much about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Some people always request the return of invest. So with this team, you spend 1062 token, and you'll be able to get these every single day. Like, that's 7 token. That's 20. Wait, let me just make token gained. Like this. Let's just make this red. So, 7 from dailies in Klammern number 2. That's this one, that's 7. Then you get another 20 here, and the 4th number. So that's another 20. Then you'll be able to get the daily arena. That's free daily that you can get. And you get 3 HE token per win, which makes it 9 token that you get every single day for free. Then, as you could have seen before, you get 1 free arena ticket here as well. So that makes it 4 free arena tickets per day. Daily arena. So that's the 2 is for the second milestone that you will reach every single day. That's another 3. And then what you can do is, I'm not sure if I've done it today yet. You can buy these. You can buy the first one for 5,000 coins, and the next one is 7,500. So you can buy arena tickets. That's not free. It will cost 12,500 coins. You'll buy 2, so you get another 6 tokens. Meaning, in total, just by doing the dailies, you'll get all of these. Which is about 45 daily token. So that's not even considering the amount of shards you get, like the rare shards and the epic shards, because these are in the rewards as well. And these, that's the rare, the epic shards, and the rare shards. I think you get them from the, from the third one, and you get them from the clan things you can do. And on top of that, you get the weeklies, which is another 75 you could theoretically get. Let's just leave this out of the equation. Just doing the dailies. Let's just calculate it with the dailies that you do, which means you can do reach a return of invest in about 23 days, which is basically 24 days. If you just do the dailies, if you just do these. If you add the rewards from this, and let's say the progress rewards, because these are a huge factor as well, reaching all these levels, you can see I've already claimed a lot, but like these are so many as well. You'll probably get about 10 to 20 additional HE every single day, so it's likely that you can conservative return of invest. Let's say you get 75 weekly and about 10 per day via the achievements, the rare shards, just crushing it down to a daily number. Achievements, shards, etc. Since you can just sell these. Today I did a pull on the rare shards and got like 260 HE token for that, and I didn't really have to do anything. I didn't really actively gather all that stuff, just got it passively. So let's do a realistic one. That's basically this. Just taking 1/7 of that, and this, since that's all the daily stuff. Yeah, so realistic return of invest is a bit more than 2 weeks. This is like really realistic. I think the reality is usually a bit better. I think in reality you should get your return of invest in about 2 weeks with this build, even if you buy high prices like these. I think yesterday or 2 days ago I got the same build for like 800 tokens or like 850. But like even if you pay 1062 token, the return of invest should be about 2, 3, even if you make it 4 weeks, pretty nice return of invest, actually. Like, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on this build. Very strong, very strong in PvP, like PvP power. Let's just make another tier. PvP, PvE, early, late. So PvP wise, it's definitely S tier. PvE, it's pretty strong. It's not the greatest, since you just have 2 people nuking the enemy, and if that's not enough, then you may get into trouble, but it's still great composition for PvE, so let's give it an A+. Early game is B tier, since it's pretty great, very great start, but you will have a bit of trouble on certain stages, for example the goblin stages, but still pretty solid. Late game is even better on the other hand. I'll give it an S- tier. Pretty solid, very strong, since especially you can like upgrade the team pretty easily. Great start. The market is currently realizing that this team is undervalued, and that's why the price has been rising. May rise in the future as well. We'll see about that, but like currently this build's just an amazing setup. 16 days return of invest, amazing. And that's just the realistic view. I think if you really gave your heart into it, you could make a return of invest in about 2 weeks. But of course, you always have to reinvest some tokens to like adjust the levels of the team, etc. So even if you calculate with 3 weeks, that's still amazing. Amazing. Okay, that's it for the video. I'll do another video soon about pretty much another great setup. I have a couple in mind, testing some out on my own. Since multi-accounting has been allowed recently, I'm thinking of making a second account, trying to like work around a couple setups and stuff, but currently I'm just playing alone and have some friends playing as well, and together we try out those different setups. So I'm working around with quite a bit of different stuff. Okay, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like or a comment and tell me what you like, dislike, or if you just want to give some guidance or comments, feel free to tell me. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.